This podcast is rated R for restricted. Under 17 requires accompanying parent or adult guardian. Mission success.
John, you're in a very dark room there. Is that a theme setter right there?
Yeah, that's right. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Scariest part about this movie is I had to sit next to John the entire time I watched it.
Oh, did you?
That's right. I had to hear me complain.
Yeah. We watched Talk to Me.
Talk to me.
It's a brand new movie.
It's a horror.
It's
A24 horror
the
film.
Fifth highest grossing horror movie of the year so far, and it's still in theaters.
Yeah, possibly at least doing better opening weekend than Hereditary, but probably still not going to make as much money as that.
Yeah.
But also
sounds
made
about right.
for like half the budget.
4.5 million,
Less
currently
than.
sitting at 44 million domestic.
Yeah, so
Wow,
it did all right.
4.5 is it, huh?
Yeah, Talk to Me 2 is already in the works.
They already
apparently.
filmed it.
Oh, did what?
They already filmed it.
Wow.
Because this movie
Damn.
came out last year.
Oh,
but it didn't hit
right.
the
Okay.
U.S. theaters till, a month or so.
But they already
ago.
knew it was going to be good.
Oh, because
These
it's
guys don't care.
Right.
These guys
No, that's
are like
true.
famous
It's also
YouTubers.
as cheap as this is. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just like do whatever they want. So
This is their side job.
I mean, I was going to say, it's tough to get someone in Hollywood to cough up $4 million because it's either 2 mil or it's 10 mil.
And I got trivia on
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
John,
Anyway.
we got to see
Yeah.
this movie. I saw John
Yeah.
last week.
Yay.
How was that?
We went to see, we
was
were
great.
old people, so we went and saw the show. Started around 6, not too late.
Oh, well, I was there at 1 o'clock. So
nice.
I was getting the $11.
Walkout, sun's up, not
That's
scared at all.
Yeah,
that's
right.
good.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get the midday
It was like
crowd.
me and one other lady watching the movie.
That's right. How you doing over there?
Hey, what are you
That's
thinking?
awkward.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Like
first
in a
we got
movie.
sushi, and then John forgot to
Yeah.
get his check, so we're already running late. So we get a lift to the
Oh,
theater,
boy.
but we need beer because of course you gotta get
Right,
beer when you go to the theater.
right.
So we go up
well,
to the.
first Denny was like, he's like, I got some drinks for us. They're like, really? Cool. The last time we went to the theater together.
I told
we had
you
one-
I didn't say
we had-
drinks randomly. I said I have
Yeah.
Diet Coke in my
Well,
bag.
and I'm
And you didn't hear
in
me.
a crowded
That's a bit
restaurant.
different. That's a
I
bit
can't
different.
hear
Yeah.
anything anybody says in crowded rooms anymore. So I just make my own assumptions. I build my own little world there, and sometimes it's much better than reality.
Wow, you are old.
So in my little world,
Wow.
I was like, because last time Denny and I went and saw a movie, we had wine boxes that he brought, which was awesome.
Oh,
That was great.
That
Yeah.
But you
sounds
didn't,
like
you didn't
a
have
fun
a
time.
hour-long speech to do at a giant tech conference the next
I
day,
know,
so I
that's
figured you
true.
may not
I
want the
know,
box of
that's
wine.
also, That is also true. It was considerate.
Yeah.
But when you just heard, I brought drinks, that's all I heard. I was like, yay. Oh, they're
Yeah,
Diet
like, thank
Cokes.
God I could use one.
But it's like Diet Cokes, that's too late for me to drink caffeine.
Yeah, right. Alcohol, sure. Caffeine, no.
That's right. Anyway, so go on, Denny, if you want to tell
So
the
I mean, we're
remainder of the-
running a little late because John
Running
has to
late.
get his check because he's
Right,
expensing it because
yeah.
it's business trip, all that stuff.
That's
Oh,
right.
of course.
But it was a very busy sushi restaurant, so that took a little while. So we're running late.
That's right.
Got there a little we figured there was some time for trailers and stuff in the theater. So we go to
Yeah,
the alcohol line, which is very short. It's only 2 people in front of us. The lady working the counter, I don't know. I feel kind of bad blowing up her spot. She talked for 5 minutes to the people in front of us, and then
Yeah.
she
Oh, good.
wouldn't let us go.
Right.
Literally, I had to walk
It
away. As
was-
soon as she gave me my beer, I was like, thanks, and turned to walk,
I
and
know.
she was mid-sentence.
But it was-
And I saw John not following me. He was like slowly backing up.
I was like,
Because she wouldn't shut up. We're like, we're at a movie theater. We are late.
Yeah.
It's been 10 minutes since we've been standing here. This is
isn't
insane.
Cheers. This is not where
Yeah.
we've come to just chill. It was her birthday.
And she wouldn't shut up. Like we were
Oh
just
my
like, all right,
God.
thanks,
She
bye.
was-
And she's like, yeah, they didn't give me my
He's
day
up
off
on
my
the
birthday. I'm like,
Adderall.
I said bye. Why
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
still talking to
Jesus
me?
Christ.
Yeah, it was.
I hate those people.
It was weird.
It just was just
And
not.
I was just laughing
Some
because you're just
some
like,
other
it's like
time.
an airport. It's like the one
Yeah.
place, one of two, or
Right,
two
right. You
places.
really don't expect people
you're
to
in a
talk
hurry.
you up. You're
So, like, give them their
which you could
shit
just
and let
say-
them
I could
go.
have just said, "Hey, sorry, our movie's starting. We gotta go."
Yeah.
It's easy to say that. I always say that. Very often happens when you say the plane's leaving. I gotta
All
go.
Yeah,
right,
I'm like, all
have a
right.
good one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about all you do. Yeah,
Yeah,
you walk
I'm
off.
gonna miss the movie. Don't want to miss that Exorcist trailer, which we did, which is good.
No, we
thing,
only missed
really.
half of it. We got to
Oh,
see the second half.
Okay, yeah.
It was
So-
funny. Not when I saw it the second time, I was just like, "Wow, that was." The first time, you're like, "What is this?" The
Yeah.
second time, you're like, "Wow, this is a joke. This is going to be such a bad movie."
I thought it looked
Yeah.
better the second time, to be honest.
Ugh.
Maybe because it didn't end with an entire theater full of people burst out laughing. Which
Well,
was
that's
just
maybe
very
maybe that's it.
memorable.
Yeah,
that's
right.
true.
That kind of changes the whole perspective
Oh,
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Long story
Anyway,
short, there's
so
at
there
least
we get
25
there.
minutes worth of trailers, and especially if
Yeah.
you count trailers, and then you count the little video they put in front of there that tries to sell you Coca-Cola and
Right, and
Raisinets.
then they've got
and then
Nicole
they have
Kidman
Nicole
talking
Kidman
about-
coming there.
Oh my God,
and
that
tell us all
stupid
about
fucking
how,
thing.
how wonderful movies
I
are.
know,
They
I
are
know.
the AMC movies in
Somehow
particular.
heartbreak
Yeah,
feels good in a
right.
place like this. Shut
Oh,
up.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
Right.
I know.
It almost
And think
makes
about the
me
money she got
show
for that
my emotion
stupid
despite
ad.
all my surgeries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very strange.
TC,
It was
I heard
very,
it's a
very
thing
odd
in
thing.
LA where people yell at her during that. Have you been in a theater
really?
where that has happened?
No, that
Okay.
would have been great though. Wish I had seen
Apparently,
that.
maybe
that
it's just
sounds
some
awesome.
areas of LA where I hear that like it's a thing to like whenever she does it,
Right,
there's
yeah.
you kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show, the little short. in the
Oh,
beginning.
interesting.
Yeah. Right.
No, I didn't experience that. Again, it was just me and one other lady, so it was pretty
Right,
quiet.
Just like that.
yeah.
Good thing you didn't
Yeah.
pick
Yeah.
the seat, the assigned seat right
Oh,
next
no,
to
no,
her.
I was like, I did the middle because it was, plenty of space. Nobody was going at 1 p.m. So I was in the middle, perfectly lined up nicely. And then the woman like sat in the front almost
What?
like that first sec. No, that like
Oh, the
first section
bar?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. She sat like right in that front row. And I was just like, all right, that's where you're going to go. All right. There's a whole theater here. You're going to go
Right.
bottom left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it was just so maybe she could leave as quickly as possible if she didn't like it, or there was a lot of thinking going on for me while I was in there. I'm like, who is this woman? Why is she here by herself? I guess I'm here by myself. And then
Maybe I should go talk to her. Maybe we have a lot in common.
No, it wasn't like that. She was got to be in her late 50s, and it
Yeah,
was
you
just
can make a
like,
friend.
yeah. Hey, you're like, what are you doing here all by yourself there?
I don't mean to scare you before a horror movie, but what are you doing here?
I don't mean to breathe heavily behind you, but yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing watching some only other person there. Basically, there was a couple in the back that were just sitting in the back corner. I don't know. That's about right. That's about it. That was my experience for the movie.
I'm just so this wasn't something I thought about past Tuesday, but now that you're painting the inside of a theater as a picture, I can remember John came up the left side. We were on the right hand side of the top, and there was like a barrier between
Yeah.
the top two seats. And John
What the
is
hell?
so old, he got visibly cranky, looked at it, went like harump, and then like stomped all the way down, walked across and stomped all the way up and sat down in a huff. I was like, wow.
Why would they do
so
that?
mad.
There's a barrier. I
Why
was
did you
just
guys put a
upset.
barrier here? I'm
I had to
pissed.
climb all the way up there,
Yeah.
and then there's
It
this,
was
like,
weird. I've never seen
barrier.
anything like it.
was
Because
very
usually you
strange.
can walk like all the way down the aisle, and it was only in the
Right.
back aisle. There was like a barrier, like a
Yeah.
metal
I
fence.
don't
Jesus.
I don't understand.
I don't get it
made
either.
no sense to me. I was completely.
It
I
was-
was flummoxed.
But
Funny
it
watching
really
John
made
get
John
pissed. Yeah.
angry. Yeah, right.
I was like, what?
It's funny.
Right.
It's because
So
you
it sounds
probably
like we had
you
a
felt
great
stupid,
theater
right? You're like, damn it! However's gonna have
I
to
know.
watch me walk down
Right.
and go around.
That's
Right,
right.
right.
Exactly.
Right.
You have to
I
like
gotta do
walk,
this in front
you
of
have to
everybody.
go down
Yeah.
and walk in front of
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm
And
the
you can't
schmuck
explain
that didn't
yourself.
know
It's
there
like
was
I
a
didn't make a
barrier.
mistake. You would have fucked
Yeah.
up in the same way.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a
Right.
rail there. Go look. Go.
Yeah.
See.
I swear to God, there's a
There's
rail
a
there.
rail. It's like I don't.
That would have
Okay,
been funny
sorry.
too if you stopped when you were right in the center. You're like, "There's a rail," and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Shut up!
Yeah,
No one
like,
cares."
Yeah.
Who
He
put a
starts
rail
screaming
there?
in the middle of the thing. Right. That's the scariest part.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor John.
It's a fire hazard.
Mm.
it probably is.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Why is there no escape route?
Yeah, you need
That's
two
right.
means of escape.
Yeah.
I don't know if this rambling is any indication of how little we'll have to talk about.
I mean,
For this
yeah,
movie.
New small horror film. Don't
I think
have
it's
much to-
John's
yeah.
John's turn to go first.
Oh yeah.
sure.
I will. I did like it too. I think again, it's more fun to. It would have been more fun to see this in a packed theater. We had a.
It was
I don't
packed
know,
enough.
there was like a smattering of people in there, and we had a couple. There was a couple of people that were properly expressive, which is always fun.
Yeah, a couple moments that made people make noises.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
so-
how could you not? I was
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
it's fun. That makes it a lot more fun. It would have been fun to see it like if we were
Like
young
on a
men,
premiere
go
night
see it
or
like
something
late
like
in the middle.
that.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have
That's why
been
it's
cool.
always the best to go
But-
opening night for horror.
Yeah,
Like it makes
yeah.
it twice as
Yeah.
good. At least.
Definitely a good thing. But
So
I
not
really-
midday, $11
on a Monday with
Midday,
with
$11
the 50-year-old woman.
daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with one other
Yeah.
person
yeah.
in a okay. All right.
That's right.
Noted.
Did you make any
Um,
noise, TC?
Yeah.
I looked away a lot.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Nice.
Yeah. I shut my eyes. I didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh, you Johned it. Look at
Oh,
that.
I turned.
Nice.
I was like, "There's no
Hey.
reason why." I'm like, I know exactly what's about to happen here, and I don't need to
Yeah,
see it.
You don't need to see it. Yep,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
John's already told me what parts are his favorite.
Especially
which parts
after
aren't.
that first hook. After the hook.
That's what John
That
thought.
first thing, I was like, fuck, after the hook, I'm not looking at any more of this. I don't want to see this again. This is awful.
Yeah.
When he stabs himself in the face.
That's my guess,
was it.
John. I've been thinking about that because I think one of the parts in the middle is the best part in the movie. You were quick to say the beginning you thought was the best because it shocked you, but I bet that you stopped watching some of the gorier parts later on because it gives you more of a tell that it's going to happen.
I guess, but I really, again, as I said to you, I really like the whole intro sequence is great. Following him through the party, like following the brother all the way they followed him through the party.
Okay, spoilers.
Oh, for spoilers.
Would you recommend this movie real quick?
Yeah, if you like horror films, you should go see it.
If you like horror,
I recommend
fun.
it. Yeah.
Very indie horror. It's good. So that out of the way. Good point. You follow him through the parties. You don't know who they are. You don't know what's going on. He's knocking on the door. The suddenness of the violence is really
jarring,
impressive,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Hell of a hook.
After this long sequence of like him walking through the party, not knowing what's going to happen, you don't expect it yet. So that to me was really good. That I was sort of like a little sad, and the rest of the film is still really good, and I like but it didn't have that feeling of a real like composition, a real sequence. So then it was more just about kind of this is a horror film, and we're going to do horror film things,
and we're going to do, and we have to just let things go, and
yeah. So, but that first sequence just felt really polished. And
it was powerful. It got me good. I was like, oh shit!
Right?
In the movie, there I was like, fuck! I did not think that was coming. I did not think that was coming. The double dose
of violence too. Like it's like a 1-2 punch the way they do it.
Like that he stabs a brother and then he stabs himself, and I was like, that was what, a minute and a half?
Right.
We're a minute and a half in, and I'm already like, Jesus Christ.
But you can't do that 60 times in a row, John. You can't do that 60 times in a row.
You've already now. Where do you go from here?
Right.
So then you got to like back down a bit. Kind of.
And also, so I kind of know. I've already kind of talked to John because we hung out the night after we saw this too. We saw a concert.
Right. How could you not talk about it?
So we talked about it, and part of your criticism was the sound design, and I'm going to go. I'm going to go positive there, but
you can
that scene with the knife in the chest. The first stab, that was really loud, and that would fit within your overproduced sound criticism, but like
it did.
It worked really
But it was a
well.
knife stab as opposed to, say, getting hit in the face with a pillow, which also was like mixed to have exactly the same impact. Like they pillow fight. It was like, boosh.
A bathroom door creaking open, loudest thing you've ever heard in your life.
They really had like, it's like there was no middle. It's
liked
like,
it.
okay, if this was kind of loud, it's just going to be like 10.
It kept me
Everything
tense
that's
the
loud
whole
is
movie.
10.
Yeah.
And that, but
you know what
not,
that seems like
10,
to me?
but,
YouTubers.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
it was not.
I
It
mean,
was
JDC
not
generation
also
sort of
like-
thing.
Yeah.
YouTubers.
YouTubers.
Yeah, it wasn't just also the
they're
loudness.
used to the normalized audio.
Oh,
So they're
okay.
they're used to that. They don't even think about dynamics anymore. Nor should you, right? The crowd isn't really interpreting music or sound like that anymore.
Right.
So I think
I guess that-
for us old
I think it
analog
depends.
folks,
I noticed it while watching
you know.
it, but honestly, like with horror movies, the take like
I mean,
I like to
in
feel
horror,
tense, and
it's
it
okay
works.
to.
It's okay,
Yeah,
but it just
yeah.
like it feels again.
It's manipulative, that's for sure. But
It's manipulative. It doesn't feel. It to me, it's certainly not that this is realistic anyway, but it really detracts from the realism of the violence in that the sound is literally almost hitting you over the head with it being
The
as loud as it
entire
is.
time.
But
Yeah.
but the sound sounds entirely fake. Like he's like banging his head against the wall or whatever, and it's like I don't know. It's like you're wrestling, like huge crunching sounds because somebody's. Just I don't know, overdubbing all kinds of weird noises.
I
on
mean,
that
that's
to make
what it
it
is
sound.
too, right? It's
But-
them filling in the sound because they didn't have any to work with, so they probably
Maybe,
made
so,
it
yeah.
all up.
But
it's because you have your eyes closed when that's happening, so the
Right,
visual
right.
and the audio can't
Right,
work
right.
together
That's
like
also
they
probably
do.
true.
You're
Well,
just
that's a
listening
good
to
point.
the audio,
Maybe.
John.
That's a good point.
No.
That's a good
But
point.
the audio just sounds like it's a video game audio. It's
Well, yeah.
like it's
Isn't that
just,
what Star Wars is? When you're watching it,
Yeah,
it works. If you're watching
But-
Indiana Jones and you're hearing chickens, but
I
really you're
didn't
seeing
get- I didn't
rats,
get
your
hit-
brain
early on,
connects
I didn't
it.
get hit with the audio like that, except even the stabbing didn't seem to be so over the top. It really
Well,
felt
no,
like
because it was just the slicing sound rather than the thud.
Yeah, it wasn't like
When he hits his head off the fucking table. I mean, I was cringing.
That scene was the best part of the movie, I thought.
yeah.
That was really ridiculous.
That was just
And it
tough.
looked so real. And the part where he starts
I know.
gouging
It did.
his own eye out with his hand, I was like, holy
I know.
shit.
Oh, now you're
That was-
reminding me. This
it
is
was
like stuff I've
so
already forgotten
intense.
about.
And that kid's
I watched
acting
it
was
last week.
incredible. I thought the sound was really good then. I didn't see that level of violence coming, and it was pretty damn relentless.
I thought the interactions between the kids were kind of stupid, but
Which two kids?
Just all of them. I thought the
Yeah.
like just like kids wouldn't really act like that all the way through and through. Every single one of them, every time. Like I thought it was kind of strange. Like this was the only part like that I realized. You don't pick these things apart. It's not meant to be.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Picked apart. I mean, because like you could sit there. I was sitting there and like I could pick apart this story so bad.
Where did they come up with the
Because
90
each thing-
seconds? How did they figure that out?
Yeah, and each thing only exists because some other kid needs to say the line that's going to push them to the next premise, and like it was kind of stupid, but ultimately it works because I thought that they did a good job like wrapping it up at the end with her being dead and on the other side of the. I thought that was good. I did think that was a good.
I agree.
Plot
Good performances. Like he could take.
Yeah,
it certainly seemed like a good
it's just all
acting.
very contrived. It was like this has to happen in order for the next thing to happen, and it wasn't very like driven by.
If I'm at a party and somebody's eyes go black, I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah.
Also, if this is happening and people are posting about it on the internet, other people are going to know about it outside of the school pretty damn quickly.
Right.
Yeah,
I also
the police
think
will be involved. But again, all black eyes. That's time to that's
time
real.
to go. But I mean, honestly, it's kind of a metaphor for drugs.
That's
too,
what I
the
thought.
entire
Ah,
movie,
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a metaphor for doing drugs and then dying because you've overdosed,
Mhm.
right?
So we have
essentially
the It Follows
it.
was the metaphor for sex. Sex is bad. And then this one is the bad film for drugs.
drugs.
And
yeah.
then I don't know if we're going to have a rock and roll indie one already, or if we just have to pull out some terrible like schlocky horror film that involved music.
That rock and roll
But
is bad.
So we'll have sex, drugs, and rock and roll being bad if we want to like have the
like the
full
trifecta?
threesome. Yeah.
yeah.
So, or just maybe it's just sex and drugs nowadays because I don't know.
Yeah, because rock and roll's
Rock
been
and
dead
roll's
since we
dead.
were
That's right.
20. Yeah. Shit.
I can't think of anything. Repo Man? Who knows? Is that a horror movie?
I thought, I mean, this was a tough one. I mean, I don't like horror. This was hard. I know you do, Denny, but
We're
I
going to have a
just,
great October.
So this was like
I
a
hate it.
horror. This is like new, if someone that was watching movies these days asked you what a horror movie was, this would fit in the genre like perfectly. There's no extra word to describe what it is, I would think, right?
No.
Other
So
than
there's
indie
that.
horror. I
Indie
guess.
horror. But I
Yeah,
mean, most
indie
horror these
horror.
days is indie horror.
That's right. That's fair. It's
Yeah,
not like
that's true.
Yeah, like if it is like you're right. If it's like high budget horror, that means it's usually more horror comedy.
Right.
Well, look at
Like-
that
like
Saw
Scream.
coming out. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
yeah,
that
yeah,
one's.
yeah.
I was like, I'm not seeing that. I don't care what anybody tells me. I'm
Oh, we
never
missed
going
that
to see
one.
that
What
movie.
did it look like? We must
the
have missed
Saw
that one.
the new Saw.
Yeah.
Oh fuck me.
People
It looks
trapped in a room,
brutal.
they have to kill each other to get out. That sort of thing.
It's the same movie.
It's the same
but
one?
it's
Oh.
even more gory
It's
and
a
more ridiculous.
Perfect
yeah.
formula.
Ugh,
Well,
it
you'll-
just
you know.
because he's on his deathbed now, so it's
Oh,
his
Jigsaw?
final. Yeah, it's his
Oh.
final. Situation before he could,
They all
dies.
say
Yeah.
that until they need another
Well,
$100
yeah,
million
son of Saw.
dollars.
I mean, put it this way: they had these people coming in with contraptions on their bodies that looked so painful that I like. Even just watching them come into screen with all the contraptions on them, I was like, I never want to even think
Before
about
you
this.
even get to how it,
Yeah,
like,
this
it
is-
operates.
Have you seen
Yeah, but
Saw?
we don't even care. Yeah, I've
No.
seen it,
Okay.
but Jesus Christ, this new one.
It just looks bad.
I had
Yeah,
no
because there's
desire
like
to see
7
it,
people
but
in a
it's,
room,
yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
all
die.
like with
They're all,
stuff
like,
on their
wired up.
necks, and and like you need to take out your eye in order to not, the rest of it to stop. So like there's people in there, and then like they cut to the eyeball, and then they
God.
cut away from it. And
No.
you're just like, oh God, I don't want to see this.
That's
sounds
just the
horrible.
trailer.
It was just the trailer. Yeah.
Wow. No thanks.
Yeah,
No,
thank you.
thanks. Yeah, we're not doing that one, please.
No. No.
But that's a different kind. That's like the high budget horror in the sense of like
I guess
that
so.
you did. It wasn't back when it came out, but now since it's such a
Yeah.
fucking
It's the
like
brand for
like,
sure.
It's
Yeah.
right. Like they really, you could tell they put in some good production value on this new one, and it's like, fuck you, I don't want this.
I liked the
So this
first
was
Saw.
better
I saw
than
2 and
that.
3 and dropped off after 3 because it just became like I thought the story of number 1 was cool and the twists were cool and
Yeah.
stuff, but
Yeah.
then it just became like watch this person die in a really fucked up way.
Yep.
That's all
Yep.
it is.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. So it's
Like, I don't
just
wanna-
Or
torture
about
porn.
to die in a really fucked up way.
Yeah.
I know. That's why like this is a much different movie in a much different beast because it's all like in your head, and you have to sort of think about death the whole time, and
Yeah. And I always kind of like the weird plot-based horror movies. Like It Follows is one where it kind of creates its own. It has like one idea, and then
Yeah.
that idea pushes the horror the entire way through. And this one is
Yeah.
similar to that one because
That definitely feels you're right. It feels that way too,
yeah,
right?
you know, It Follows it all. TC. It's like the story of that one is like if you have sex with this one person that has the thing, then you get the thing, and what the thing is that the person follows you for your entire life until you pass it on by having sex with them.
To the next person. Yeah, no, I think I remember that. Yeah,
it does, and it like kills people too, right?
If it reaches you, then it kills you, and then starts going back up the ladder. That's the whole. It's like an absurd idea, but it's like this is the crazy idea, and now we're going to try to be normal and like have a horror movie. This movie does that too. Like Oculus does that with like a crazy mirror. There's they're kind of fun where it's like, here's an insane idea that no one's ever done before, and here's a bunch of teenagers that are going to try to survive because this is the world that we live in. So even if this idea is stupid, we're going to under-explain it. It's not going to make any sense. Roll with it. You'll get some good scares.
It's again, and it's again why the first part of the movie's better to me. There's none of that there even. There's just the sudden violence and a mystery, like a complete mystery as to what's happening.
Yeah, the first scenes with the seances were pretty cool because even after the first couple times, it was like, it's going to be different every time. And you're like, oh shit, that's cool. So it's going to be different scary things and I'll never get used to it.
Yeah.
That's good. But I agree it slowed down towards the end. But I did think that when the kid was in the hospital, all that stuff was pretty good.
That was, again, pretty tense.
Yeah. The makeup looked really good. The kid looked injured.
Acting makeup, good.
Yeah, he did. He really did look beat up.
Yeah.
Overdone sound effects, bad, but that's fine.
Yeah. Can't really disagree with you there, but they worked. If you're trying to make it work, it might.
I think they probably ended up replacing literally all of the audio, which is then what happens typically when you get to that point, because you're just making it all up. And it's hard to know what the dynamics are of the space. Because
I think it would have been more terrifying if the sound was less over the top. I think it would have been more terrifying. It would have felt more real instead of like a Bruce Lee punch as he's like hitting like the wall. If it was really more of a dull thud,
like a smack,
I think it would have been
like a thwack.
Right. I think it would have been more terrifying.
Way harder to get, probably. Because you would have had to actually like smack something in that room.
Right, where they already I think they probably pulled from a library or sound effects.
Right. They just had the little Casio keyboard there,
But again, I'm pretty sure if you were watching it would have gotten better than that.
Let's not ruin it completely for them. Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, I think you guys have already agreed with me. If you were watching those violent scenes, then you might not have been focusing on the audio so much because it would have helped
that's true.
close the gap between the bad audio and the good visuals.
After he hit his head on the wall the first time, I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, that's...
I think I kind of, after I saw him hit his face twice, I was kind of like looking away, like, come on.
And not only are you criticizing the sound, you're annoyed that you're hearing so many wet thwacking noises, probably.
That's right.
You're like, he's still doing it. He's still too much.
Still, like, no one can jump on him yet. Come on, guys. Yeah. I just didn't know why the kids were such pricks.
Teenagers, they're all assholes.
But they're not like all like that. I don't remember my friends being like that.
Remember some kids being like that, but I certainly wouldn't want to hang out with them.
Right. Like there was like this, like, oh, they're the cool kids. Like, why? Because they're the ones with the drugs. That's what I kept coming back to, right?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is like, oh, they're scary at first, but once you get past the scary part, then you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I didn't get the ending. I was confused after. So, like, I didn't think the shot of her. Well, I got a couple questions actually, and none of these doesn't really matter, but I'm going to ask them anyway.
Okay.
So when the main character, I forget what her name is, but she's the one who dies at the end. Maybe I should find her name.
Great movie. We don't remember the name.
I don't remember any of the kids' names. Do you?
No, not in the slightest bit. Couldn't care less.
Mia, main character Mia.
Okay.
She's like the one whose mother died. That person.
Right.
When she's doing it for the first time, she stays in there for a little bit longer than she should have because something funny was happening or something. I forget. But they didn't pull her out within the 90 seconds. Right. So she was in there past the 90 seconds. We don't necessarily know what that means.
Wait, didn't she see her mom sort of then at that time too?
I didn't.
Was that? I don't know.
I thought that was the second time.
Well, the second one when the little brother was like she like kept him a lot longer than he should have because she thought she was talking to her mom. And
I don't know. I'm regretting even bringing this up
before you release the hand.
These are the things I was saying. You don't need to try to figure out. Yeah.
But the brother is the one who goes in and says, "It's your mom. I can see her," and then he lets her in, and then she talks to the mom through the brother.
Right. And then she keeps it going for a long time.
Right.
And then the brother's all messed up.
What I'm confused about is then that person we learn by the end is not the mother. It's a demon that's pretending to be the mother. But
or it's the mother who's been turned into a demon because
she's
happened.
across the other end.
Well,
yeah.
that's
do you
what
think that's
happens
what it
when
is?
you go to this horrible afterlife.
I think it was just tricking her because I think that's what happened with the guy in the first story. Because they were talking about how he was paranoid and he like was mad at his friends. He said they weren't real or something like that. He was like in the room screaming, "You're not real." And then also in the room, Mia's father, it pretended to be the father, right? And it was like on top of her, and then the real father came in and she stabbed him in
and
the
then
neck.
she stabs him.
So I think like the demons are pretending, like the father was alive and it was pretending to be, you know, the father. So I'm just confused.
I think when you're underneath its control, it can do anything it wants.
But how is Mia so permanently under its control? Because she was
stayed
under
too long.
for
She
like
let
a
it
couple
in-
seconds.
She let it in too long.
Well,
She
no,
let it in
because
too
they
long, I
didn't
guess.
close the door. Right, that was the whole
too,
thing.
Right, you didn't.
they closed
and
it
I
for
noticed
Mia.
that.
They closed it for
they
Mia,
didn't. The
didn't they?
candle didn't get shut off. Nah, they didn't blow out the candle. That's why they went back to do it again to try and shut it.
I thought they
'Cause
tried to shut it
she
for
had-
the younger kid who's got his face smashed.
No, I thought
Yeah.
she figured out that the candle, like she had come to a conclusion that the candle hadn't been blown out, which is why they were still, and that's why they went back to try and do it. And then she was like in the room trying to blow it out, and it didn't work. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because I had actually noticed that they didn't blow the candle out. Didn't think anything of it until I figured it out as later on and being like, oh, okay, that was something to pay attention to.
So that's good to know, but it's still my question
Yeah,
remains.
because
is
I think it
she's-
was that she left the door open and she couldn't close it, and
Right.
then they couldn't close it because it was too late.
And then her mom or the demon is trying to get her to kill the little brother because then they get to have him.
So then is that
for some
so? That's
reason.
the question I have. Is it a
Which is
single
weird.
demon? Because it seemed like it's
Yeah,
a
right.
one-on-one thing. Because she lets the demon that's pretending to be her mother, or she lets a demon in, and that demon sometimes is her mother, sometimes is a fat old person that sucks on dudes' toes in the middle of the night, like that. The one following
Yeah.
her can kind of shapeshift, but it's mostly her mother convincing her mother is like haunting her. But then for the younger kid, it's also Mia's mother. So like, is that
Which
the
is
same
odd.
demon,
So,
or
like,
is it
why?
a different
Right.
demon?
I think it's all the
Um,
same demon.
I think it's just one demon that like shapeshifts
I think the
and
demon's
talks to the
tied
kids.
to the hands. That's it. The
So it's one demon, not like a bunch.
It's one.
Well, no, it's not,
Right.
because then when Mia dies at the end, she gets called forward through the hand. So she is
Well,
now
so
a
the
ghost.
demon's still controlling all that, but it's just using new bodies to make it to
So
the
you
other
think
side.
before the demon possesses it, it's a bunch of real ghosts, but the possession part.
Is
See, that
one.
doesn't make sense either, because then,
Yeah.
but then he's using the mother. So you're saying when the kid is talking to the mother before he lets her in, that's the real mother, and then he lets her in, and then it's fake mother.
And
It
then
from
seems
it's
that
the
now.
way.
demon. And then it's the
certainly-
demon.
It certainly
Yeah.
seems that way. It seems
Right.
like
And the
like
only
it's
reason
the
why that
mother.
works is because she committed suicide.
right. Well, or you could also just say that it's entirely possible that is the mother, and when you go into this afterlife, which is this horrible, torturous place, you become
The
evil.
demon.
You basically that's what happens to you. That's what happens to people in the afterlife. You just, because it's this awful place where she gets the glimpse of what, like all
That was
those
intense.
writhing
That kid was getting
bodies.
tortured. Yeah.
Right. So, that's what the afterlife's like. So everybody there is going to be pretty messed up after a
Well,
while.
and I also
So-
I remember from the beginning when she first got taken over and she was like, she likes you.
Right.
That was the demon speaking through her about her.
Yeah.
Because that happened again with someone else where they were doing, whatever they said, it was like about the sister to the boyfriend.
Right.
And he was like, he doesn't want you, like whatever, and whatever that was bullshit was. And I was like, okay, so that's obviously a third party talking through these vessels, which are the kids, and that's linked to whatever the hand is. That's the, artifact, if you will, the MacGuffin.
I believe
It's
it.
going to keep us going through.
I think we're going to figure it out. They're going to do some prequels and shit to this movie.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
are they?
I'm sure there's going to be
Yeah.
lots of explanations at this point.
Yeah.
The movie they already shot is about the two characters in the beginning that die.
Oh,
really?
interesting. Okay. That's already our prequel.
Yeah. And apparently the whole thing is shot through YouTube videos and cell phones. So it's like,
Oh,
Oh,
so it'll be a
Jesus
found
Christ.
footage one.
yeah,
Shoot me.
could be good. Come on.
No,
Yeah.
I know. It's just, it's upsetting to hear.
Yeah. It makes me
You know,
nauseous.
all these people that make these stupid things and somehow it works. And then there's some
Yeah.
other asshole that spent his whole life who can't get a look because he doesn't,
Oh.
Then you got Bill
Ah.
Maher telling people that writers don't deserve a good wage, so that's cool.
Is that what Bill
way
Maher
to go,
said?
Bill.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what he
This
said
keeps getting
today.
worse and worse.
He
these
says what
days,
they're asking
Yeah.
for is kooky because writers don't deserve a good wage. It's show business.
Oh, good luck
Like,
making money
wow.
without writers, you
Cool.
fucking idiot.
Thanks, you
Yeah.
fucking prick. Yeah, well,
My
aren't you
God.
nice? Yeah. You know what it is? He's probably getting annoyed because he's not able to make his money.
Right. Which is
Right.
which is
Yeah.
he's such
Like,
an
fuck
idiot
you.
that he should realize that he needs the writers and start paying them so he can make his money.
That was a weird part in the thing he said. Where his quote of is, it's in a podcast with Hot Pocket, that guy.
Jim Gaffigan?
Gaffigan. Yeah, it's in Gaffigan's podcast. And like he says like, I am the writer and I know, like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, fuck you. You're such an asshole. Like to think that you would say that they don't even deserve a good wage. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been an ass for a
Anyway.
while.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But like, you know, then you hear that these YouTubers are going to be coming the next thing. And you're like, this isn't how it's supposed to work.
There's no
Supposed to
stopping how it's
actually-
supposed to work.
yeah.
It'll just work how
I know.
it works.
And that's Bill Maher's point. That's Bill Maher's point. That if the AI isn't, you know, he's essentially saying that that's just part of the next thing and everyone's got to get on, figure it out. Which he's not wrong.
He's pretty wrong.
Anyway.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I was listening to some fucking AI, the Drake. Did you see that one where they made like Drake songs
No.
with his AI voice and stuff? Dude, it sounds just like him. You'd never know. You'd never know. And if you weren't a huge fan, like you'd be like, this sounds right. Because they use machine learning to do it all, and then they time it all, and it's like it's unbelievable.
Plus, he uses auto-tune for all of his voice stuff anyway,
Anyways,
right? So it's,
so you would
it's
never
already
notice.
digital
Exactly.
sounding. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're going to go back
Exactly.
to like one microphone in a room and just like really bad musicians. That's going to be the new trend because you can't fake
Dude,
that,
there's
right?
We heard
there's
of
literally
fake,
an app called Make It MAYKE.IT, and you can download the app on your phone and you just record yourself talking into it and it'll auto generate lyrics. You can use the lyrics and then it'll put that voice recording that you have perfectly in time into the song and then vary your voice, pitch to match the song's instruments. It's insane. It sounds awful, but that's the first rendition. Can you imagine what this is going to be in, 10 years? It's
Goodbye,
someone will-
creativity.
No,
Hooray.
someone will argue that the reason why they were able to make the real song is because they first made it in this stupid little app that, got them thinking
Gave them
about what it
ideas.
should sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway.
So it'll be a tool. It sounds like it already is a tool.
Yeah, it is, I think, and I'm way behind. So anyway.
Anyway, talk to me. At the end, I didn't see. I talked to John. He didn't see what happened either. But she's standing at the edge of the highway, and the demon is kind of whispering in her ear, and she's got the little brother in the wheelchair. And then all of a sudden, we cut to inside of a car driving, and then you're supposed to like. I didn't see what happened then. All I saw was the car swerve and then flip.
And
Is
then she's in the road.
Right.
No, but then didn't it? It cut back to her. The inside the car thing, you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, but you see the boy being taken care of by his sister.
After
Off the
and, then,
road.
and then she's in
Yeah,
the road.
but off the road,
laying
so you
there.
assume that he's okay. We don't know
Right.
exactly what
I
happened
just thought
there.
the shot. I just was wondering if TC saw anything that we missed in that shot, or if it was just a weird shot because it seemed
No.
like it was kind of the.
No, it's a weird
surprise
shot because
climax.
you don't get to
No,
see.
it was,
There's a big truck in front of that car, and that truck initially swerves, so you don't get to see what that truck
Right.
was swerving to avoid.
Yeah,
And it seemed like it was her,
yeah.
but why wasn't it the kid? Is what you're saying.
Well, I was
or like
I was just
her and the kid.
I was confused, but then I read that it was when the mother, who wasn't actually the mother, said, "We'll take care of him." It was the wheel part where like it was her and the demons. The we are like me and the
She
other demons
realized
in
that it
hell.
wasn't.
Because it wasn't just her. It would be
Oh.
like, I'll take care of him. Like the one
Right,
mother,
right.
it was
the
we'll take care
mom.
of him.
It was the
Oh,
we.
Yeah, it was the we.
we.
Which
That-
I didn't pick up on, but
I don't know because they didn't really make that as obvious after from
Right.
her that she knew what was going on or anything.
right. And I thought it was weird how she stood up. Like, is she dead? She's standing up on the highway. Is she okay? She's walking around up. She's being teleported places. Like, when
Well, that might have
when
been
did
when
die?
she died. Then no, that might have been when she died.
So you get hit by a car, you stand up, and then you drop dead.
Well, because she's standing up because she's now because then doesn't she go to the hospital next and
She
then
gets
like all the
teleported
lights
there.
the lights
right?
start turning off
Yeah.
and everything like so that might be the beginning of her being dead. And
For
doesn't
for
know
sure
it yet.
that, but I just thought it was odd how she
Yeah.
stood up too. Like, if you get hit by a
it's
car,
just-
you should just go straight to the hospital. You shouldn't stand up on the highway afterwards.
That's right.
well, but if you're dead,
If you're dead, there's no rules.
what do you do? I mean, there's no rules.
She's
right.
dead
yeah.
there, yeah. Then you get up and you pop around.
I just
Yeah,
thought it
'cause
was a
once you're
weird,
dead, you're in the
intentionally
other side.
misdirecting, being like, "Oh, she's okay. She's in the street, but she's okay." Oh,
It
wait a
was
minute.
subversion. Yeah, right. Oh, wait a minute. She's about to be in the chair.
Yeah.
To
On the
let
other
you
side. Yeah.
wonder for a while, because then you slowly, or whether or not, I mean, you get to realize pretty quickly, but you want to show her confusion that she doesn't know she's dead yet. So
What I want to know
they're
is
able to
why are
find
there
her.
so many artifacts? Where'd the other guys get it from?
Is it not the same
As soon
one?
as it- I don't know. How would it be the same
Oh,
one?
I
Weren't
thought,
they
it
just
was,
with
I
the
thought it
kids?
was the same one.
How
because
could it- but where did
talk-
they get it
talk
from?
Because
with
they got
that
rid of
guy's
it.
brother.
They just keep handing it off to different groups of people.
He
Yeah, but to
got
who
it
and
from-
when?
He got it from some other guy that they mentioned. We'll get to learn that in the prequel, Danny, RTC. Don't you worry.
Jesus. Oh,
But yeah,
man.
I
but
don't
like
know,
they ended up
maybe
because they were
in all
all
those other-
Hispanic in
think
some
of all
other
the other
place.
body
So where'd they
parts that
give
are
them?
there,
How did
you
they
know?
get there?
I mean, what if somebody
Oh,
had
maybe
like,
maybe there's a foot.
there's a foot.
And
You
who
know,
knows
there's
how
somebody
much
holding a
longer after it was. I mean, she could have been in that limbo or whatever for decades, you know? And then it
Oh,
was passed from
God.
person to person to person. And all of a sudden, bam, it's her turn because she
That's
just
true.
died. She's the back
'Cause
of the
there's no
line,
time.
you know? You got to
Yeah.
wait your turn of all these other
That's right.
That's a good
suicide people
point.
because there's
Actually,
only one
that checks
hand.
out.
And
That
you have to
checks
wait
out.
for everybody else in line that kill themselves
That'd
since
be
the hand
interesting.
was
Now, but
created.
imagine if it's not a hand. It's,
That's
well, I guess it could be
probably-
the other hand.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
two hands, right?
Probably
left
the,
and right.
the third
Yeah.
one, they'll do it all from the perspective of a dead person, and you'll get to. It'll be interesting.
Oh,
You see what the line looks like? It'll be like Beetlejuice
yeah.
behind the scenes.
Or like, when's gonna? There's got to be like some sort of like skit where like they've got other horror film dead people that are in
Oh,
line.
yeah.
Here, I'll-
You know, be like that would be funny. Like we got all these people. Yeah, we got Beetlejuice in there. We've got some, you know,
And all the
people from
rules
Saw.
applied, and like someone just
And, yeah,
disappears
right.
all of a sudden. They're like, oh, they just got
Yeah.
talked to me. Yeah, they'll be
It
back.
wraps up
Yeah,
like
yeah.
5 other horror films
Yeah.
in its sequel. Yeah, I
Sounds
don't
like
know. This-
a premise for Cabin in the Woods too.
yeah, it's
Oh, there
like
you go.
exactly.
Anything else in the movie?
Not
Not really.
really.
Got any trivia?
I got a little bit. There's not too much. New movie and whatnot.
Yeah.
But they tried to make this movie in the United States in Hollywood, but they were getting studio notes that they didn't like. The studio was trying to push them in a direction like they thought of a lot of other horror movies.
Hmm.
They are doing things
They're
that
like,
are
where's the comic relief?
yeah. Where's the sex?
Oh, that
Stuff
too,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Just like we need
Right.
all these things to be successful in horror.
That's right.
So they ended up going back to Australia, and these two guys were on the crew for the Babadook.
Oh wow.
Oh no way.
Yeah, there's the production company called Causeway Films, who one of the producers, Samantha Jennings, was also a producer on this one.
Oh,
Knew them
okay.
from the production of Babadook. They were just crew members, learning stuff
Yeah.
from everyone on that
Right.
film
Which
set.
was a good one to learn from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Samantha
Kind of has
Jennings,
similar storyline in a way. Because the Babadook, you let the Babadook in.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Right? It's true.
and it's it's a metaphor for something else while still being a
Yeah,
horror movie.
Still,
Yeah.
that movie's that
Way
movie isn't
creepier.
about.
You don't
as
have to compare
shocking,
it. You
but-
don't have to compare
I
it.
know.
Yeah,
you don't
we
have
don't-
to.
we
It's
don't have to go down that
that
road.
one. That one's a
Yeah.
classic, though.
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
definitely a classic.
Yeah, as much as I like this one, I don't see myself in 3 years being like, "This is one of the best ones I've ever seen." It's
Right.
like, no,
right.
this is a very,
this
very
was fun
good
to
one.
watch now.
Yeah,
It was fun to watch now while it's out.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like while other people are watching it and reacting to it. This is a fun one to watch.
Smile is another one like this,
Fun,
a recent
but,
one.
yeah.
If you like this kind, where it's like,
Yeah.
Smile was creepy.
oh, you saw that one?
Smile. I did see Smile.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It was weird.
Yeah, the Black
Good, though.
Phone also
Yeah.
similar.
Okay. I don't know if I've seen that one.
No,
Good luck,
you're the one who
phone.
told me about it. You said there was creepy ass posters in L.A. with a mask, and I looked it up and I watched
Oh.
it. It was pretty
Oh,
good.
that was the one with what's his name?
Kevin Bacon,
Ethan.
Ethan Hawke. No, Ethan Hawke. You're
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get those
no,
two
I did
confused.
see that one.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
So you do like horror movies? Come on, what are you talking about? You're sitting by yourself over there.
I don't know.
Would you
I
not
guess I've
consider those
seen
two
some.
horror?
No, I
movies?
would, but I just don't know if I liked those either. Really,
Oh, you're just
You know,
running out of
I
shit
just
to
watched
watch.
them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So there's a pretty good Hollywood Reporter article. It's basically the only thing that exists on this movie. It's an interview with them, the two directors. It's Michael and Danny Philippou. I don't know how to pronounce
Philippou?
things. It's tough when you've never seen a name written before. But they talk about how the tryouts and things like that, they got everybody to do everyone else's possession scenes in the movie, and that's how they kind of got everyone to bond. because, like,
Oh.
for example, they asked him specifically about the dog one. They're like, was he embarrassed that he was the only kid who had to, like, kiss the dog? And they're like, nope, we made everyone do all the embarrassing ones, so nobody was embarrassed.
That's nice.
Yeah, so they all kind of loosened up with those tryouts.
Oh, that's fun. Also, it could give you ideas. Like you might like what the other actor does.
That's exactly right. They were encouraged to
Yeah.
steal the good things other actors did for their parts.
Which is only something you can do when you're dealing with YouTubers.
Yeah. I mean,
You're
most
not
of
gonna be
these.
can you imagine telling Nicole Kidman, hey, no, we're going to you should do your thing. We're going
Right.
to let this person
He's gonna
use your thing.
steal
She'd be
it.
like, go get fucked.
Yeah.
I know you had no dog licking in the script, Nicole,
Yeah.
but we want you
Yeah.
to do it just so everybody, because we're all
Yeah.
going to lick the dog.
Hey, and
okay?
look, Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
he might have a better idea. He might get a good idea from you. And she's
Yeah,
like, you
right.
can get fucked. It's my idea. It's my fucking payment. Fuck you. It'd be so different.
There's an explicit no licking
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah,
clause
we have a
in my
clause in the
contract.
contract. Yeah, there's no licking dogs. There's no
Yeah.
kissing Brad Pitt. There's nothing of that shit.
The dog was a puppeteer dog, and a part of it was CG'd in, so he wasn't actually making out with the
Oh.
dog.
That was well
That's
done.
good because
Yeah.
it did look real
Mm-hmm.
and it was gross.
It did look very real, and the foot that they were sucking on was also a fake foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. See, I mean,
Jesus
come on,
Christ.
just suck on a
Everybody
foot.
had
You
to
gotta
suck
roll
on the
it.
foot too.
You just
Yeah.
gotta roll.
Quentin
with it and let
Tarantino
it,
would have loved that too. Okay, come on. We all got to suck on the foot. Come on,
Yeah.
everybody.
All right, I'll show you how it's done. I'll get it there
Everybody.
first.
Everybody.
Me first. We're bonding here. This is how we bond. Here, I'll go first.
Me first. Just elbowing people out of the way.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, a lot of new actors in this movie.
They
These
were
guys
good
have
though. I mean, there was good acting. I
really
thought.
good, yeah.
Yeah. These
Would have been a
they
lot
were
worse
annoying,
without good
but
acting.
they were good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This would not have gone well.
Yeah. There was a bidding war between A24 and Universal and a few other studios after this
Oh.
went for a midnight showing at the Sundance Festival, and A24 won. And some people think it's because one of the directors was adding them on Twitter to be like, hey, A24, we need you to help us be successful. And
Oh wow.
yeah, that could have had an effect on
And we don't want to go with Warner Brothers
Well,
or
yeah,
the other
Universal.
assholes.
And again, yeah,
right.
because that studio, they're sort of indie, right?
Yeah.
A24 is.
They give
indie.
anything clout, even though it wasn't produced or anything with A24 in mind.
Yeah.
They, just being like A24, and you're like, ooh, quality.
Okay,
They don't pick
right.
up shitty movies. At least they're
fair.
not doing that yet. We'll see someday.
Yeah.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
Classic license
Classic.
deal. Classic license deal.
But
And why pay people up front when you can buy it later and then cut them all out of it?
perfect
you know?
business. Yeah, just be the
Yeah,
middleman.
it's great. Yeah.
Raka Raka, that's their YouTube channel. They got 7 million followers and 1.5
Wow.
billion views.
Holy
Good
cow.
for them though,
That's
huh?
yeah.
Well, sure.
And they're only going to get bigger. They're going to make,
Oh, yeah.
4.5 million to 50 million. You're going to get a second movie for sure.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. Definitely. There's many a financier out there looking for that windfall for sure.
Would you guys put this in the top 250?
No.
No.
Mm.
But was it a
still
fun pre-Halloween
fun.
No.
watch?
Yeah.
And then pre-fun
Sure.
Halloween?
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Sure.
Good stuff.
Sure. I
It's a
said I didn't like
warm-up.
horror,
Yeah, it's good.
but I'll say
Yeah,
yes
it's
now.
fine.
appetizer.
Yeah. Sure. Super fun.
Well, next week we're watching a super serious movie with no laughs whatsoever.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank God for that.
And it's
What do
3
we got?
hours long.
Oh, no.
That's right.
And
Killing
it
it.
is Christopher Nolan.
Ugh.
Do you know what it is yet?
No.
Enough hints? Interstellar.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You've seen it, haven't you? TC?
I've seen it. I liked
Yeah.
it. And I really
Yeah.
like the score. One
Yeah,
of the better
there
the
you go.
score
scores.
was really
Oh.
good. Freaking organ just blasting the speakers.
Yeah, and they
Listen.
had some good Hans Zimmer going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie was at 34 when we froze the list. It is now at 24.
Wow.
Climbing.
Whoa.
Popular.
Fucking
Well,
A,
Christopher
right?
Nolan is the greatest living director,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't
possibly
say
of
that
all
out
time.
John's looking to get stabbed over here. And I'll go for the chest stab first. They'll go straight for the face stab. One for you, one for me.
Yeah, one for me. Yeah, right. It's over.
This is so
And
bad.
you know
We
what?
both gotta die.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just get to go about my way.
Yeah.
you know?
That's right.
I only got time to do the one other person stab, and it's straight to my own face.
Right, yeah. No, I'd be there being like, I'm not touching that hand. Fuck you. Yeah.
Stop 'em.